Let's go to make Mario stages. Hello everyone, KV here, and welcome back to my year in review. I have again with me my good friend PowerMad.
Hello, everyone.
And today we're going to be discussing the game that a lot of people have been talking quite a bit about. In fact, it was nominated for Game of the Year at that weird Game Awards show, Super Mario Maker.
Oh, yeah. It's so weird that that was the one that was nominated. Part of me just thinks that was, like, kind of to try and throw a Mario game, to try and throw more Wii U games in there, but I feel like, oh, whatever. Game of the Year awards, that's another discussion.
So Mario Maker is pretty much what it is. It's a game where you make Mario stages.
Make Mario stages, go online, find other people's Mario stages.
And play to your heart's content. Basically, especially now that they're adding some more content to it, this is kind of the reasoning of, well, you don't need to make another new Super Mario Bros. Game, Nintendo. You're done. We can just make the levels ourselves.
I feel like it's not that broad that they can stop making them, but
yeah.
It's definitely a great, like, just way to get the Mario experience in a whole bunch of different ways.
Yeah, especially with the ability that it has the different types of game mechanics you can make, either classic Mario, Mario 3, or Mario World, or New Super Mario Bros. So that's always kind of fun.
Yeah. My personal favorite, Mario 3.
Yeah.
Because it's just got, like, the most simple mechanics, but it's still got that bit of complexity over the original.
Yeah, the original is good in its own right for a very different reason to Mario Maker, but that's not because of the original being that amazing. I definitely go with Mario 3 as probably my favorite mechanic-wise as well. I don't see that many when I go to play online stages. I know for me, I probably made about 11 stages, and I haven't really gone back to make more recently, because it's kind of a thing that it's one of those games that's it's kind of like a Little Big Planet or a Minecraft. You have to want to go and be creative, otherwise you're just not going to have a lot of fun. You can have a lot of fun playing other user-generated stages, but that can lead to a lot of frustration.
Oh yeah, it has a 100 Mario system. You just play with 100 lives through various people's stages and see how far you can get. And I like to refer to that, pretty rightfully so, as dumpster diving.
Well, expert mode especially.
Oh yeah. There are a lot of stages that are just like, and like, those few shining examples of great stages will be great, but you're going to want to hit the skip button a lot.
You'll get those one great stage that's like a really complicated maze that really challenges you and whatnot. I think I played it was a sponsored course that was like one of the ones that was in that Toad thing that was in one of the updates, but it was a unique one that was submitted by a Famitsu user, and it was a fun puzzle stage where you had to guide Yoshi around, and that was really fun, and like there's challenge to it, but I never felt it was unfair. But then you have the stage where it's just, how many enemies can I throw into this and make it hard as heck?
And then there's the stages, I put a thwomp right at start, better press forward right away.
Oh god. I know for some of the stages I made, like,
there are just so many red flags for, I'm auto-skipping this.
Yep. I know, like, for some of the stages I made, like, one stage I made was pretty bad in retrospect, but I thought it was fun to at least make. And it was, it's New Super Mario Bros., so you get the propeller suit, and it's just, you have to propeller off a bunch of Koopas that are flying around. And
so it's Propeller Bobopolis.
Yes, that's what it is. The problem is that with Mario mechanics, especially with how the ceiling and height stuff goes, you have to make a lot of jumps of faith, and because you're not quite sure if the level designer is going to be nice or not, you can't really make a lot of those jumps in good faith saying that, oh, this is going to be fair, and then, fall in the pit.
That's something that I think that people realize how much went into the original Mario Bros. That the ceiling is out of your control, and that makes some stages really awkward, like you'll accidentally make leaps of faith like that.
Yeah.
But a clever level design, I think, can work around that, like a trail of coins leading to safety or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there's always the people who will lead a trail of coins to a trap that'll throw out that faith, but still.
And then, of course, you have the ability to put as many invisible blocks as you want. Yeah.
Oh man, that is so much fun jumping everywhere to find an invisible block that you need.
Or the greatest part of people that will make parts. I mean, I did this in a stage myself too, so it's I'm at fault for this too. But people who would make the stage beatable, but then there's this one section that it's all if you fall into this area, it's nothing but invisible blocks, and you just have to quit the stage, or just wait for the timer to run out because you can't leave.
At the very least, they gave you a reset button for that,
Yeah.
but one thing that I'm finding is really useful that would have made the initial wave of stages a lot more bearable is a checkpoint system.
Yeah.
They introduced that later as DLC and like free download,
Oh yeah.
not like
Yeah. Thank goodness for that.
but yeah, that would have made things so much more bearable with some of those longer, more ambitious stages people had to make.
And I've seen with some of the longer ones that people have made. They are actually really good because you can actually have multiple checkpoints, which is nice. It's not just one.
I feel a little guilty for making one myself, the Small Bag of Tricks map, because I could see a point where I wish I had a checkpoint back then.
That's fair. Yeah, I had some of those with some of my courses too. But I think another thing for me, and I know it's going to sound bizarre, is that it also is a bit limiting how big of a stage you can actually make.
I felt like they made it sufficiently long. Like you can extend your stage using pipes, which gives you a whole nother layer to work with.
But only one. You can't make an extremely complex thing without having to use assets from one of the two planes you've made.
Yeah, I do feel like though that was a decent limitation to stop people from making too long of levels, because even with a complete creative design, you still want your players to be able to beat this in a quick setting.
Unless you make Mr. Drybone's Wild Ride.
I've rode through all of it.
If you like the invisible blocks they put at the end that were just me being a jerk.
I actually didn't run into those.
Oh, that's good, because otherwise you would have been screwed.
I sat patiently on the ride.
I think the other nice thing about it, the other kind of cool thing about it actually, is that only in the classic Mario, which does make me sad, but in the classic Mario, you get the ability to have a mushroom costume, and they can be almost every amiibo in existence, which is
Almost
crazy.
all of them.
And some unique ones, like recently some ones have come out that's like Triforce Heroes, or I think I got Mr. Saturn and this Master Belch recently.
Yeah,
I'm not sure why Master Belch, but whatever.
Yeah, it's nice that they've been adding to it since the release. Like, it's not even something that you need the amiibos for. You can unlock it through normal play, but if you have the amiibos, you'll certainly speed it up.
And it's just kind of a nice feature because all the characters, it's nice to see all those characters and how they move and some of the different things they do. And it's nice that it's just a simple power up that I kind of wish that they could customize those two a little bit, but I know that'd be a lot of programming because that'd be kind of fun to if you had a Fire Flower and you already had the Nest costume on, you would just whack his bat.
Oh yeah,
He just
that'd
would
be
PK fire.
that'd be hard to do, but it would certainly be interesting.
Yeah, I think just in general, as much as the game, there's a lot of fun you can get out of the game. I think my only major gripe with it is I wouldn't say it's probably a $60 game.
Yeah, it's hard to justify it as is. There's a good amount of content, but there's not quite. Almost everyone will find something that they wish was in but isn't there. I wish Charge and Chucks were there.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess, I know it's a lot of user-generated content, but I'm just kind of thinking, as far as price-wise, and I know the holiday season's going on right now, so probably shouldn't be big of an issue, but I definitely would not have seen it as a full budget game, if that makes any sense. I think of another game that came out this year, Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, and I felt that game was technically a budget title, and while that game had some flaws too, that game felt more full to me, and I get that that's because it's meant to be a game you go start to end, but in a game like Mario Maker, which is just a sandbox-like game, I'm not really sure a $60 price tag is fully justifiable.
Yeah, it'll hold your interest as long as your creativity holds interest, but it might not satisfy your creativity as far as the tools it gives you right away.
Yeah. And that's another thing, is that you have to unlock the tools. You don't get all tools right away. And some people have gone on to say this is a terrible system. Some people
Okay.
say it's okay. Some people abuse it and just get all of them anyway.
It's a weird system. I'm in the boat that abused it right away. I
I abused
started
it too.
spamming blocks until it gave me more stuff.
And I mean, I followed some game designers on Twitter, and they discussed that, like, from a game designer perspective, it's good to start with limitations because it helps you kind of understand mechanics. But
The thing
from
is
so-
that I
yeah.
wish that it was just a typical unlock system rather than a. They put it intention. They put the original intention was to put it on a daily release, and it's like if you only have like 1 day a week to play, then you're okay. You get one new set of tools every week.
Yeah. I think for me, like, as far as I would have liked, is when it gives you the tools, it says, like, here's a stage that uses the tools. But it would have been kind of nice, because when that first stage that makes you build when you start the game, it guides you along through how to build the stage. And I liked that. That was helpful, and it kind of helped. It wasn't, like, telling you do exactly this, but it was helping you kind of use the building blocks and help you use them. It never does that again. It only does that one time. And it's kind of would have been nice if it would have actually done that for all the tools you unlocked, because that would have helped you kind of understand them some of them better. Because some of them I'm just like, I don't know how this works, and I have to just kind of play around with it to make it work the way I want it to work.
Yeah, it was a little. The only one I would say that really confused me was what the difference was between the cheaps. But I don't think I had that much of a problem, but I could see other people having that problem.
I think just from like a game design's perspective, it would have been nice if it kind of like just gave you a little more aid in how to use the tools, rather than just saying, here you go, because
Yeah.
if you do the spam method and you get everything, you have all tools unlocked. That's kind of how I think at least 80% of the stages are made, is that now you just have a bunch of random stuff going around, and there isn't much rhyme or reason to it, it's just there, because why not?
Fair enough.
Otherwise, I think we don't have much else to say. I would say Mario Maker's a pretty good game. I would not consider it Game of the Year material.
Yeah.
That award show weird, but
Yeah, the award show just kind of threw it in there, like, let's put another Nintendo title in here. That's the overall game of the year, even though Splatoon probably outdid it in that regard.
it was a fun game, a fun idea, and if they continue to do updates for it, that'll be great, and that can maybe make it into something even more interesting. And at least we can. Waluigi's a costume in that game, right?
Yes.
Okay, we can at least play as Waluigi in a traditional Mario platformer. So there's that.
There's its big mark on history. This is what people will remember you for.
I can also play as I can play as Mario in a car.
Their advertisement is getting weird. Not offensive, just weird.
Gotta love that Mercedes. Alright, so that's all the time we have for this. Thank you all very much for watching, and thank you, Mr. PowerMad, for joining me for discussing Mario Maker.
No problem. See you next time.
And yeah, we'll see you all in the next one. Ciao!